Suresh Raina, Robin Uthappa, Rajdeep Sardesai, still with us. Suresh, I'll start with you on this one. What is that one thing that you enjoyed the most about the knock that Travis had played today?
I think Nikhil bhai, he looked very calm today. Whenever we have seen him, he looked very aggressive. He tried to take on the bowler. But today, when the wicket was fallen, he was just a bit calm. He was playing a lot of dot balls. Once the spinner came on, he just rotating the strike. In between, he was hitting 4s and 6s. But hats off to his mind, hats off to his mental toughness. He knew I had to stay there because we already lost 3 wickets up front. And top 3 batter who scored a lot of runs in this World Cup. But I think, as you said, WTC final 100. And now 100 in Ahmedabad, the World Cup 2023 final. And those 100 is always in the biggest book ever. When he gets older, he will be so proud to himself and make sure his family will be very proud.
As Suresh points out there, he got runs against India in that WTC final. That I remember, I was there at the Oval. He was the man responsible for giving them the Test title. He's once again the guy that's won them the ODI title. So at the moment, look at Australia's dominance. They are also the world Test champions. They are also the current ODI champions. The T20 champions, of course, are England. They got knocked out very early in this tournament. But Robin, is he our kryptonite? Travis Head done it to us now, back-to-back finals.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. And if you just peep into his journey.
If I remember correctly, you pointed him out, right? He's the guy to watch out for when we were in the media.
I said that all along, and this is the guy. He's the danger man. But if you just peep into his journey, he was smashing runs all through this year and getting runs by the tons, actually. Him and David Warner was, their partnership has been incredible for Australia over the past year. And you have to understand that he broke his hand in South Africa. And I'm not sure if he had a surgery on it. If he didn't have a surgery on it, then he recovered, comes back into the Australian side. First game, smashes 170 balls. It just tells you the kind of form that he's in and the great time that he's having with the game at the moment. So and he's completely maximized that potential that he's got, and he's playing some incredible cricket, and you can see he's worked really hard with it. And in doing so, he's gotten luck. He's gotten luck as well. They say luck serves the one who works hard. And you can see today those little misses, ball going over the stumps. All of those little factors that go a long way in winning World Cups. Yeah.
Okay, Rajdeep. I was talking about a few very famous hundreds gotten by Australian players in World Cup finals. You remember the one in 2003, courtesy Ricky Ponting. 2007, it was Adam Gilchrist with a squash ball in his batting glove. How would you compare this 100 with that Travis had got with those 200s that I talk about? Rajdeep, I think you're on mute, so you'll have to unmute yourself.
Sorry, I was watching Nikhil, the Prime Minister, giving the trophy to Pat Cummins, and hence but can you repeat your question?
So that just tells me that no matter how much he says he loves cricket, politics still remains his first love, because he ignored the entire presentation. But as soon as the Prime Minister came to meet the players, he disconnected from our show and watching the Prime Minister. Okay, I'm going to repeat my question, Rajdeep. My question to you was, we were talking about Travis Head and the good performance that he had today. We'll all remember some famous hundreds by Australian batters. 2003, Ricky Ponting's 100, with the spring in the bat rumours. Then 2007, the 100 by Adam Gilchrist with a squash ball in his batting glove. How would you compare this 100 by Travis Head to the 2 that I just mentioned?
Nikhil, what is remarkable is 5 months ago, I was at the World Test Championship at the Oval, where Travis Head scored 150 match-winning knock and got the man of the match. Think about it. Someone in 5 months has got the man of the match in the World Test Championship and then scores 100 in the World Cup final. This, remember, in a tournament where just a month ago, there was a doubt whether he would play. His hand was fractured. He recovered, played the second half of the tournament. And think also of Labuschagne. Someone who was not in the original 15, came in as a concussion substitute in South Africa, scored 100 and stayed on in the team. There's a word we have in Hindi, it's certainly in the Maidans of Mumbai, Takdeer ka Badshah. You make your own luck in life, but, with both Head and Labuschagne, they've been at the right place at the right time. But Travis Head is quite remarkable because he doesn't follow the sort of MCC coaching manual when it comes to technique, but he's got a great eye, great bat speed. And you know, anything short outside the off stump, devastating, knows the areas he wants to hit. It was a remarkable inning. When you think of it, Australia were, what, 47 for 3, and India looked at that moment well on top. One more wicket, and I believe India would have won, because you'd have Maxwell, Inglis, who may not have the same ability to face up to the Indian spinners. But Travis Head has been a revelation right through the last couple of years. He's been Australia's #1 one-day batsman for the last 2 years now. So it's not just a fluke what he achieved. And Labuschagne, give credit to the Australian selectors to stick with him. I mean, you got, the Australian selectors got that spot on. A number of our experts were saying you can't have Smith and Labuschagne in the same side. But Labuschagne brought intensity in the field, and his batting in this crucial World Cup final, you needed someone to play test match style. So he took that one end, gave the liberty and freedom to Head to express himself. And you know, you got to doff your hat to the Australian selectors there, and the brains trust. They've gone through copped a lot of criticism from ex-players, but they've got it right. And I think India's brains trust will have to be questioned. I come back to it. Where was your plan B, Nikhil? I think we were, you know, I'm not going to say we froze in the headlights, because I agree with Robin and others that the wicket made a huge difference. But I think the Australians backed the right players at the right time, and they've reaped dividends. Head is a good example. So is Labuschagne, and they were the two players who turned this final around truly for Australia with the bat.
Okay, Rajdeep, stay on with us. You know, he points out that one thing. I also want to get Suresh Raina about could the bowlers have done something differently. But on the subject, we've spoken about Travis Head, Manus Labuschagne. You know, some of us were unfair to him, saying that Marcus Stoinis should have been the guy to have played. But when it really mattered, he came good.
Yeah, and I think the situation also was set up for him to play his most natural game. He had to get there and play a sheet anchor role. So just put his foot in, just stay there and hold one end up for Travis Head to kind of go out there and play his cricket. And that's exactly what happened. He played that role with panache. I think he executed that role exceptionally well. And Steve Smith was supposed to do the same thing, got out in that pursuit. A fairly decent ball by Bumrah, deceived him all ends up. And then he came in and just held one end up and just, 48 not out. That's what you need to do, to play those roles that are defined to you. And that's what he did.
I was just hoping that, there was no due, because then it would have been a good duel to watch, Indian spinners versus Manus Labuschagne, because we saw in the semi-final, he almost made Tabriz Shamshi look like Shane Warne. So wouldn't have been very easy against a Ravi Jadeja and a Kuldeep Yadav had there been no due. But unfortunately, that's not the contest that we could really watch. And then he steadied the innings, just as Robin points out. But Suresh, let me come to you, because we were talking about two good performances from these Australian batters. From Indian bowlers' perspective, could they have done anything differently, knowing fully well the conditions that were on offer today?
I think they tried everything. When you don't have a 6 bowling option, that's what the problem always comes. We only had 5 bowlers. Earlier we were scoring 390, 400, 370. When the big game comes, you are only scoring 250 or 241 to win. It's a lot of pressure on the bowlers, especially when they don't have anything on the pitch to offer, especially the spinner. We only seen Jadeja with the new ball when he was bowling 2 over spin. Later on, I think Kuldeep also couldn't hold that ball with the spin. I think he was bowling a bit short, but I think a lot of due was also a bit concerned. And when you're only defending 241, then you, being a captain, is very difficult to keep slip also, because you need to create the pressure to stop singles and try to play a lot of dot balls. I think hats off to Labuschagne also. I think he batted really, really well with Travis Head.